Hello students, I am Yuzet sir, welcoming you in Standard 10 Science and Technology chapter number 6 Life Process. In last video, when we start this chapter, I had already discussed with you what is life process. What we need for our existence as a living being. I already explained nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. Coming on to nutrition, I had told you what is nutrients, what is nutrition, then mode of nutrition. In that we had understand autotrophic nutrition. Then in that only what is photosynthesis, what is chlorophyll, basic knowledge of chlorophyll which you had already studied in your previous standard, stomata. Clear? Now today we will go on second mode of nutrition, that is heterotrophic nutrition. So autotrophic nutrition, in which the plant itself producing the food for them and for us also. Clear? Now what is heterotrophic? So in heterotrophic nutrition, definition is given in your book. I already written also on the board. If you want to write in from your book, you can write. I had also written on the board also. So heterotrophic nutrition means in this organism depends upon other organism for food to survive. Yes, in this heterotrophic nutrition, the organism means living being is depend upon other organism for their food. Okay, if they take food, they will survive. Clear? So from this, after searching and understanding, we had get to know that there are three types of heterotrophic nutrition. The first one is saprophyte nutrition, that is here. Second type is parasitic nutrition, and the third one is holozoic nutrition. Now we will understand one by one its definition and its example. Let's start. I written a definition on board. If you want to write from your textbook, all right. The mode of nutrition in which organism obtain food from dead or decayed organic material. Clear? In this, the organism take the nutrition, or you can say food from dead or you can say decayed organic material. अब dead मतलब मरा हुआ और decayed मतलब सड़ा हुआ. Clear? For example, here is a bacteria and fungi. They take the food from dead and decayed organism. For example, if I give you example of mouse. Clear? In mouse, when mouse is dead at your home in somehow and you don't know what happened, you get a bad smell, you find at your home and you see that there is a mouse. What you see? There is small bacteria are roaming over there, flying over there. Okay, so they are taking the food from that dead and decayed organic material. Clear? So this type of nutritions and organism are counted in saprophyte nutrition. They are taking the food from saprophyte as a saprophyte process. Now coming on to the second type, that is parasitic nutrition. So what is parasitic nutrition? Let's see the definition. The mode of nutrition in which organism obtain food from other organism without killing them. Yes, in this parasitic nutrition, the organism take their food from other organism but without killing them. For example, mosquito and tapeworm. You already know, काट जाता है, मच्छर काट जाता है, ठीक है ना? तो they don't kill you, they take the food from you and they survive and their existence, they show their existence. So mosquito is the first example. Second is a tapeworm. So tapeworm is inside our body. they survive in our body but without killing us. That's all. Now third type is holozoic nutrition. Now what is holozoic nutrition? So holozoic nutrition, the mode of nutrition that involves this four process, the four thing which involves in any organism, that is a holozoic nutrition. Clear? So that involves injection, digestion, absorption and assimilation of liquid and solid organic materials. When this mode of nutrition involves, when this holozoic nutrition occur, when the injection, or you can say digestion, injection means taking the food inside, then after digestion, mixing of that food, after that absorption, taking energy from that food, and assimilation, that means waste throw out, मतलब कचरा बाहर निकालना, of liquid or solid organic material. It will be anything, solid or a liquid, when you inject in your body. So holozoic nutrition is such that, so human and the animal are the example. What do human do? Human inject in the mouth, then after it digests in the stomach. From the stomach the energy is absorbed and given to your different parts of your cell for your development, for your growth. Then after absorption, this is some waste obviously obtained, so that will be assimilated, or you can say assimilation, throw out from your body. So this type of involution of organic material counted in holozoic nutrition. So these are the three types of heterotrophic nutrition. Write from your board or take a screenshot, so we can move further for the new topic, that is nutrition in human body. These points you already studied in your previous standard also, in 9th standard, and here also we had understand. Yes students, after completing the heterotrophic nutrition, now we will study the nutrition in human being. How the nutrition go in human being, how they get, what is the procedure. Let's see one by one step. In your book it is very lengthy, okay, I had made a point one by one, you can understand very easily. So first one, what happened? You take the food from mouth. So mouth, food is intact. Clear? Then after, what is the work of your mouth? There is a teeth. The teeth break the food. Clear? Your teeth will break the food when you take the food in your mouth. Now, what is the work of tongue? This work of tongue is tasting and rolling of food. When you are doing like this, you are rolling your tongue. तो आप एडजस्ट कर रहे हो जो फूड आपके मुंह में है उसको, और टेस्ट भी करो साथ में. तो टेस्टिंग एंड रोलिंग ऑफ फूड. क्लियर? नाउ फंक्शन ऑफ salivary gland. Salivary gland is nothing but the लाड़ जो आपके मुंह में होती है ना, उसे saliva बोलते हैं. ठीक है? There is a gland below your tongue and above your mouth, upper side. Okay? That it produces saliva, or you can say लाड़. So what happened? Saliva contain enzymes. Clear? Salivary gland means they produce saliva. Saliva means लाड़, which I already explained you, told you. Now what happened? This saliva contain one enzyme. Okay, the name of enzyme is salivary amylase. Salivary amylase. What that enzyme do? That break down the starch, or you can say food, to simple sugar. That salivary amylase break down that food, okay, which is in your mouth, and make it in a simple sugar. Why the saliva is needed? Because when your food pipe is very muscular, okay, the lining of that food pipe is very muscular, so that hard food, if they go inside, that will scratch your inner lining which is of your food pipe. So to prevent from that, the salivary gland make a very soft, बहुत सॉफ्ट बना देता है, उसको पिघला देता है, उसे बहुत सिंपल कर देता है, तो इजीली स्लिप हो जाता है, दैट इजीली स्लिप फ्रॉम योर फूड पाइप टू योर स्टमक. Clear? So because of that, saliva is used. So now there is another point, there is a esophagus. Now what is esophagus? Esophagus nothing but the फूड पाइप. जो फूड पाइप होता है उसे एसोफेगस कहते हैं. उसका टेक्निकल बायोलॉजिकल नेम क्या है? एसोफेगस. इफ इन योर एग्जाम इफ यू वांट टू राइट फूड पाइप, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट आई सजेस्ट यू please write this name only. So because of this chapter it look good. Clear? Esophagus. So taking food from mouth to the stomach by peristaltic movement. So now the food is in your mouth that come in your stomach. Clear? Through which movement? Peristaltic movement. Peristaltic movement. Now what is peristaltic movement? The peristaltic movement means when you push your food in your stomach, the pipe which is here that contract from above. See here, this is your mouth, okay, the food is coming here, and I can say this is your stomach here. When you eat the food here, it will come down. Clear? How it will come down? First of all, because of the saliva, it come some at position, okay, some position it come. After coming here or here anywhere, that above portion that will be contract, it become like this. Clear? It will be contract inside, similar like that only, it will be contract. Now because of the contraction, the food will go down and in your stomach. As your food go down, the upper part will be contract and the food will become in your stomach. Now the function of stomach is, it is a very large organ. Clear? Stomach is a large organ. It expand when food enter in it. When the food enter in your stomach, the stomach will be expanded. It has muscular wall that help in mixing the food thoroughly. Okay, when the food enter in your stomach, जब फूड एंटर होगा स्टमक में तो क्या होगा, वो मिक्स हो जाएगा, इट विल बी मिक्स्ड, ओके, थोरोली. जब कोई चीज, समझ लीजिए एक बकेट है, यू हैव वन बकेट एंड यू आर pouring some water, or you can say you are pouring salt, you are pouring sugar, and you are from above you are pouring water. So what happen? That will automatically mix. For example, vessel also, balloon also, like that only. So mixing food thoroughly. So now the stomach work to mix that food, or you can say digest that food. Clear? So stomach contain gastric gland. What? Gastric gland. Now what is gastric gland? So gastric gland release the gastric juice. क्या रिलीज करता है ये? गैस्ट्रिक जूस. अब गैस्ट्रिक ग्लैंड कंटेन, और यू कैन से गैस्ट्रिक जूस कंटेन 3 थिंग. फर्स्ट वन, HCl, hydrochloric acid, then after pepsin, then mucus. Clear? Now understand what is the function of these 3 in gastric juice and in stomach, one by one. So it contain HCl, pepsin and mucus. Now function of HCl, I already told you the HCl means hydrochloric acid. That means it is one type of acid, yes or no? So HCl make the medium acidic. Now medium means the food which is in your stomach, okay, that it make the acidic medium. Why it make acidic medium? That will understand after the point, this HCl. So HCl make the medium acidic, the food which is inside your stomach, and kill the harmful bacteria of food. We know that acid को हम कहीं भी use कर सकते हैं. Basic देखा जाए तो acid, we know that when we want to clean something onto, or you can say kill any germs, we use acid. Okay, the similar function of acid is to kill anything. Clear? So here in your stomach, the harmful bacteria which is present in the food, that will be killed by HCl, hydrochloric acid. Now what is pepsin? So here the pepsin is working in acidic medium only. The first work of the acid is to kill the harmful gas. Second, because of the acidic medium, the pepsin will work. Pepsin will work. So what is the function of pepsin? That pepsin break down the protein into amino acid. Okay. Now the food contain carbohydrate. All the nutrients food will contain: carbohydrate, fat, protein, any minerals. Clear? So that food, if they contain protein, every food contain mostly protein. So with the protein is converted into amino acid. Clear? Pepsin will pepsin will convert protein into amino acid. Now pepsin work in acidic medium. Clear? Now this is your note, okay, that you have to understand, that you have to keep in your mind when this exam that asks that in which medium pepsin will work, and they give the option acid, base, neutral, or none of the above. You can say in acidic medium. Now mucus, which is in the gastric gland. So mucus protect the inner lining of stomach. First, let's see, understand this first line, that mucus protect means it protect the inner lining of stomach. This is my stomach, okay, this is the inner lining. Okay, it protect the inner lining. Why it protect? Let's read further. Because acid can burn our wall of stomach. Yes, acid can burn, acid which is HCl, clear, that burn your inner wall. यहाँ का जो wall होगा उसको जला सकता है. Acid can burn anything. Clear? It killing the bacteria, and it also harm your stomach also. But to prevent your stomach from this acid, the mucus is working. Okay, mucus is a protecting the inner lining of your stomach. Due to the presence of mucus, it not happen. Yes, because of the presence of mucus, the inner wall of your stomach is not break down, or you can say burn out. Clear? Write down in your book. In your book, it is very lengthy, it is very roughly given. I had prepared as points for you to understand properly. Write down or take a screenshot. Then after we will move further. Yes, students. Now, when the food entered in the small intestine, then after, initially the food is in stomach. After that, it entered into small intestine. So let's study what is small intestine. So this is my new slide. See here, I had prepared points for every particular term. So be focused here, it will be clear your concept. Small intestine, which is in your stomach. After stomach, the food is entering into small intestine. So it is the site of complete digestion. Clear? As the food enter in small intestine, the work of liver start. Now the small intestine, it is it is a site, means it is a place where the total digestion of food occur. Clear? Now from when the food entered in the small intestine, the liver start work. Clear? The work of liver start. Now what is liver? So liver is nothing but there is a production of bile juice and bile salt. Bile juice and bile salt. It produces bile juice and bile salt. Now what is bile juice and what is bile salt? So bile juice is nothing but it makes the food alkaline. Now here students, you had already studied what is alkaline. So I am recall that alkaline means basic. Initially the food is in acidic medium, clear? Now here the food is become basic medium, clear? So who converted basic medium? Bile juice, which is produced from liver, clear, in small intestine. The bile salt, what is the function of bile salt? Break the large fat globules. See, clear, see, the food we have, there is some fat, okay? The structure of that fat, food is break down initially in the stomach also, but some food is not break, so it has the fat. Now that fat is break down into small particle of fat. So it is through bile salt. Bile salt break this large fat globule, okay, and they convert it into small part of fat, and this breakdown of the large fat globule into a small, this is called emulsification. Clear? It is called emulsification. Moving further, there is a gallbladder. Okay, so what is gallbladder? It stores the bile juice and salt. Yes, what in liver produce bile juice and bile salt? In liver there is a gallbladder and that store this, okay, and from there it produce, from there it store and it produce. Gallbladder store this bile juice and bile salt. Coming on pancreas. Now what is pancreas? Pancreas, which is below your stomach only, okay. Now what happen? When the food is entered from your stomach to small intestine, from pancreas, the trypsin and lipase both are two enzymes, okay, they also flow with your food and come in the small intestine. Clear? From trypsin to a small intestine with the food. So what function of trypsin? Produce trypsin and lipase with flow with the food in small intestine. क्या कर रहा है? ट्राइप्सिन और लिपास फूड के साथ फ्लो हो रहा है किसमें? स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन के अंदर. कहाँ से फ्लो हो रहा है ये ट्राइप्सिन और लिपास? पैंक्रीज से. और पैंक्रीज कहाँ पे होता है? स्टमक के नीचे एक साइड में. नाउ what is the function of trypsin? Now here the trypsin sound like pepsin. Yes or no? Initially in the stomach the pepsin is work in acidic medium, but here the trypsin is work in a basic medium. Clear? So difference between these two is pepsin is working in acidic medium and trypsin is working in basic medium, but both the work are same. What they are doing? Break down the protein and convert it into amino acid. Pepsin also break down the protein and convert it into amino acid, and trypsin also break down the protein and convert it into amino acid. Here this trypsin is working in the small intestine, not in the stomach, whereas pepsin is working in small intestine. These 2 points you have to remember, keep in your mind. Trypsin is working in basic medium and work in small intestine, whereas pepsin, which I taught in stomach session in last slide, that work in acidic medium and in stomach. Coming on lipase, it break down the emulsified fat. Yes, the fat which is emulsified by bile salt into small part, okay. Now this is again break down into other small particles, okay. So lipase will break down again this. So it break down the emulsified fat. So it converted into fat is now converted into, I written here, fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, fatty acid and glycerol. Now one thing you have to keep in your mind, from small intestine only all the absorption of the food is occur. So small intestine have this type of rounding shape, and it has this finger like projection like this inside the small intestine. Now this finger like projection is called villi. Okay, it is nothing but the villi. So villi is nothing but the finger like projection inside small intestine. Okay, inside the small intestine there is a finger like projection and it is called a villi. Now what is the work of villi? Let's study. This increase the surface area of absorption. Yes, now villi is increasing the surface area. देखिए यहाँ से अगर विली नहीं होती तो फूड क्या होता, डायरेक्ट एंटर नीचे आता. ठीक है, अगर विली की वजह से क्या हो रहा है, फूड यहाँ पे आता, बाद में यहाँ पे जाता, अंदर जाता, वहाँ पे जाता, मतलब एब्जॉर्प्शन बढ़ रहा है. सरफेस एरिया ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शन इज इंक्रीजिंग बिकॉज ऑफ द विली. सो नाउ इट एब्जॉर्ब द एनर्जी एंड विली एब्जॉर्ब द एनर्जी एंड सप्लाई टू द ब्लड वेसल. Villi absorb the food, okay, and it supply to the blood vessel. Now this blood vessel takes food to reach and every cell of body. Now this blood vessel take that food and reach each and every part of the cell which is in your body. Here we understand the small intestine. Then after we are coming on large intestine. It is very last point of this nutrition in human being. So write this one. So I can move further for next slide. Yes students, now after the conversion, absorption of the food in small intestine, then after it go to the large intestine. Before understanding the large intestine, let's see the food conversion. The conversion of product. When you eat something, what converted in which thing? Okay. So initially there you have starch. It's a complex product you have. It converted into a sugar through a salivary gland. First starting. Then after you have fat. Clear? The fat it converted into fatty acid and glycerol. How? Through a lipase. Clear? Now protein. Protein is converted into amino acid. Understand? Now this is a conversion of the food, and after conversion of that simple product, that is go to the different part of your body to needed requirement energy. Okay. Now after the absorption of the small intestine, the remaining part will be entered in the remaining part will be entered into large intestine. So let's see what is large intestine. The unabsorbed food entered, or you can say sent, to large intestine. Okay, the food initially all the food will be absorbed in the small intestine, but the food which is remain, which not absorbed in the small intestine, that will be sent to the large intestine, where the remaining food will be absorbed, where its wall absorb more water from this material. Okay, the remaining food is also absorbed, and the water which is in that material, which is in your product, okay, that all absorbed by the large intestine, and rest of the material removed from the body via anus. Okay, the remaining part of your body, which is we call as a waste product. Okay, after all the absorption, all the energy consumption from the food, the waste remain. Obvious, ये तो आपको पता ही है, कोई भी कुछ भी खाते हैं हम, फ्रूट्स भी खाते हैं, उसमें वेस्ट निकलता है ना. अगर समझ लीजिए, if you are eating apple, so apple also have a waste. You don't eat total apple. Similarly, in the food where the digestion occur, total absorption will be occur. Then after there will be some waste produce. That waste will be removed by your anus. Okay, via anus. So this is how the process occur in the human being for nutrition in human being. So if you are watching the good content with the good points, it's step by step explanation, you are with Zed sir. So thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.